Welcome to the Fraction Report. I am your host, George Fraction, bringing you the good news you can use for July 13th, 2022. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about voting. We're going to get right into it. It states that voting began in the late 1700s, and the only people that were allowed to vote here in the United States were land-owning white men. Now, when the Constitution was ratified in 1789, they state that a small number of free land-owning black men were allowed to vote as well. Now, in the South, it says in the South that they would do poll taxes and literacy tests to attempt to stagnate the black voters. Let's move forward. 1965, the age is reduced from 21 to 18, and women are allowed to vote at this point. That's 95 years after they alleged that free land-owning black men were allowed to vote. Now, let's move forward to 2013. The Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act in its ruling on Shelby versus Holder. That allows the states with a deep history, of voter suppression to enact different laws and things of that nature and create obstacles for voters, whatever the case may be. Now, that's just a quick little history on, when voting started, how it started, so forth, so on. Now, here's the real get down about it. Voting is a business transaction. I don't care what they tell you in school. I don't care what they tell you anywhere else. This is a business transaction. I'm going to give you my vote, and you're going to give me XY legislation that leads to me having a better life. Now, for many people in my community, this has not happened for us. So it's taxation without representation. Because you're paying your taxes. You're paying those. You're paying it at the pump, you're paying it in the grocery store, you're going to pay, But if you're not being represented, then you're being robbed. Now, I'm going to get off into something and show you how you're not being represented properly. Many of you may not be aware of caucuses. Caucuses are congressmen and women or individuals who are in Congress. And there are different caucuses for different groups of people. You have a Congressional Black Caucus, quote unquote. Then you have the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. You also have a Congressional Asian Pacific Islander Caucus. Now, I'm going to be reading from the beginning of the mission statements from 3 of these caucuses. I'm going to begin with the Black Caucus. Then I'll go on to the Hispanic Caucus, and I'll end with the Asian Pacific Islander Caucus. Now, there's going to be a few key words that I'm going to really stamp down on because I want you to really pay attention to the language that they're using. Now, let's begin with the Congressional Black Caucus. Since its establishment in 1971, the Congressional Black Caucus has been committed to using the full constitutional power, statutory authority, and financial resources of the federal government to ensure African Americans and other marginalized communities in the United States of America have the opportunity to achieve the American dream. Let's continue. Now for the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus addresses national and international issues and crafts policies that impact the Hispanic community. The function of the caucus is to serve as a forum for the Hispanic members of Congress to unite around a collective legislative agenda. Let us continue. Now on to the Asian Caucus, Congressional Asian Caucus, that is. To ensure that the legislation passed by the United States Congress to the greatest extent possible provides for the full participation of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders and reflects the concerns and needs of the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. Now, this Congressional Black Caucus, it was established in 1971. The Hispanic Caucus was established in 1976. The Asian Caucus was established in 1994. Now, if you were listening, when it comes to these caucuses, the Black Caucus is the only one talking about other marginalized groups. Nowhere in the beginning of their mission statement are they stating that they're here for anybody else but their particular group. And I say that to say this: you're not being represented properly, because with the Hispanic Congress members and so forth and so on that are in this caucus, they're telling you outright, this is who I'm here to represent, this is who I'm here to fight for. I have no problem with that. The same thing with the Asian Pacifics, you know what I mean, and whatever else. Hey, I have no problem with that either. What I'm saying is, to the Congressional Black Caucus, stop acting like it's heresy or it's political suicide to ask for something exclusively for black people, because all these other caucuses are saying outright in their mission statement, this is what they are here to do. And nowhere in here are they saying other anything. But yet you have it here in the beginning of y'all's statement that y'all are here for African Americans and other marginalized groups. Now, you can be in a marginalized group based on your sexuality. What that got to do with black folk? Let me continue and show you how you're being finessed. Again, the language and the things that they are doing. They're finessing you. They're attempting to get you to believe that they're here to do something for you, and they're not. They're really not. It says right here, they're here for you and other marginalized groups. But nowhere do you see anybody else throwing an olive branch out. You don't see anybody else, you know what I mean, reaching out, talking about we here for Hispanics and other marginalized groups. We here for Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other marginalized. No. We here for us. We here to get some, and I'm talking about they saying outright for them in the Hispanic caucus, they're saying outright it's a forum for the Hispanic members of Congress to unite around a collective legislative agenda. Not for us to be on one accord and march in the street and say we shall overcome. No, I'm talking about legislation. We coming together to get some paperwork pushed up in here. You understand me? Now, let me go on to one of the great finessers that I warned you. I'm just gonna say that I warned you. You understand me? Folk was saying I was all kind of Donald J. Trump supporters on the internet because I'm asking people, you know, why? You voting for this individual? Why? You understand me? You know what I mean? When they sit here and disrespect you. Let's get to it. I'm going to be speaking on the vice president right now. Young Kamala Harris here. They trotted her out in the name of being a black woman. And many of in my community, they cheered and they championed and they, yeah, come on. Whoa, yeah, the first black woman. Da, 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 da. I'm here to tell you plain and simple, folks, she's not black. And I'm going to do a whole episode about being black. And I'm just going to break this down to you real quick. If you are not the descendant of American slaves, you are not black. I don't care what anybody else tells you. You are whatever country you know you come from. If you're a Jamaican, you're Jamaican. If you are Nigerian, you are Nigerian. If you're Ethiopian, if whatever you are, wherever you came from, where you can trace your lineage back and know that this is where you come from, then that's what you are, my friend. When we say we're black, that means we're black because we were brought over here and we're lost. Most of us can trace far back to the Mississippi. You know what I mean? Somewhere down, you know what I mean? Possibly, maybe, hopefully. That's if your folks ain't led you straight, but that's another topic. But the point is, everybody like this here, like this up and through here, no, you're not black, my friend, and that's not a slight to you. That's not any disrespect. I'm just saying that our struggle is not your struggle. You live a different struggle. I'm not here to fight against you about your struggle, but this ain't your struggle. I.e. this young lady right here I'm finna speak on. Now, her mother is Indian. Her father is Jamaican. They met, which, first of all, in the 60s and further back than that, India and Jamaica are both British colonized places. So, you know what I mean? That whole British colonization thing was going on real tough. You know what I mean? So, that's something you can look up on your own. Anyway, but they met in 1962 in Berkeley, California, in college. So she comes from college-educated people. immigrants, if you will. Now, this young lady was trotted out to us as a black woman. All I'm saying is be Indian Jamaican. Because when you say that you're black, young lady, you understand what I'm saying? You're talking about an experience that went on here in the United States of America, and you are the seed of that. You know what I'm saying? You are the manifestation of that. You are the outcome of the trials and the tribulations that the American slave went through. That's you. You are not that, my friend. And I'm not saying that again in no disrespectful way, but I'm talking about the underlay for the overplay when they try to sell you somebody that ain't that. You dig what I'm saying? So, again, now, this young lady will tell you out of her own mouth. You can go to her YouTube channel. Go to YouTube/Kamala Harris and look up a video with her and Mindy Kaling. I wonder if I'm saying that right. If not, hey, whatever. But you can look this video up. You understand me? And at the 1:01 marker, she agrees with the statement that Mindy made that, and I quote, "You're Indian." Look it up. It's out there. Anyway, another problem I had with her. You can go into her whole record as a prosecutor out there in California, and as, you know what I'm saying, the attorney general. You can go into all that and look all that up yourself. You know what I'm talking about? I know about it. I'm not going to waste your time with that. If you're into that type of stuff, you can look that up. I'm going to get off into the blatant lies and the things that just didn't make any sense, but it was all in the name of catering to the black vote, to milk you, to get you in an emotional state, to make you feel like, oh, this is one of ours, and oh, we got to get her in. Basically, Obama 2.0. You understand me? You know, and people's excuse is, oh, well, they didn't have this in there for this long, and we might as well try this. Well, hey, whatever, bro, but don't try to sell me on black. Don't try to sell me on that. Now, this lady stated that she was in college listening to Tupac smoking weed. Why? Why would you say that? You see what I'm saying? That I'm supposed to feel some kinship with you now? When anyway, it's a blatant lie. The lady graduated from Howard in 1986, and she graduated from Hastings College of Law in 1989. Tupac's debut album, Tupacalypse Now, came out in November of 91. Hey, lady, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? But then, you know, just like the video where, you know, she's sitting at the desk and they turn on Cardi B and she... Just come on, man. You think this is what represent our community? And speaking of Cardi B, we gonna go and get to that. And to the president that's in office right now. Now, on May 23rd of 2020, he went on, this is Joe Biden here, went on to the Breakfast Club and stated that if you got a question whether or not to vote for him or Trump, you ain't black. That should have been right there. Hey, don't get up out of here, dude. Because who in the hell is you? And then second of all, nigga, I vote for whoever the fuck I want to vote for. Or not vote for. We're going to get to that. Now, on August 17th of 2020, this man sits down with Cardi B. I mean, like, that's what you think of the black community? That's what you got for us? You gonna sit down with Cardi? First of all, this lady's Puerto Rican. No disrespect to, you know, the Puerto Ricans out there, but whatever, man, this lady's Puerto Rican. You understand me? She ain't got nothing to do with this, what I'm talking about. And I'm here to tell y'all this. Y'all need to stop letting folk co-op your whole demo, because that's exactly what this is about. It's about a co-op. Because at the end of the day, Cardi B don't want nothing but your black ticket sales when she do a show. You know what I'm saying? Your streams and some black penis. That's just what that is in a nutshell, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all exalt her. Y'all exalted her. You dig what I'm saying? To the point to where you got the leader of the free world sitting there sitting down talking to her, talking about black issues. Why are you talking to her? But that's how much respect they have for you. This is the individual that they bring before you to come speak on your behalf? This what's going on? This is ridiculous. But again, I'm saying all of these things to show you how your vote is not being respected and how it's being co-opted by people that are not of your community or even for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like I say with Kamala Harris, you're Indian/Jamaican. I don't have a problem with that, ma'am. Just be that. But don't come out here and trot that black shit. You know what I'm saying? When it's convenient for you. Like I say again, it's the underlay for the overplay. And that's why I said this based on what's going on with the caucuses. Because again, we are the only caucus where we're talking about other marginalized groups. Nobody else is doing that. We're the only ones. Now, the whole point is this. Not voting is just as important as voting. Because if you're going out here and you're basically giving away your vote and not getting anything back, what's the point of doing it? I say, let it fall how it falls. We need to focus on some other things. You understand what I'm saying? Man, let this fall how it fall on a national level. Still vote locally as far as your community and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? But on that national tip, man, don't let nobody sit here and spook you out and talk about your ancestors died for you to have it right. Man, wrong. They ain't die for me to go out here and basically get bent over and ran up in. They ain't die for that. They ain't die for me to go out here and just throw my vote away. Because if I keep voting for the same folk y'all been voting for 56 years and not getting no results, come on, man. You getting took to the man. You getting took to the slaughter. You going out here voting for these folks. They had a whole slogan talking about vote blue no matter who. What type of nonsense is that? Just because you're a part of whatever political party, I'm supposed to believe that you got my best interest in mind? Are you serious? You know how much, I'm talking about how much disrespect that is for your intelligence to just say, hey man, because you're a part of this party, I'm just going to vote for you. Damn your platform. Damn what you talking about. Damn your agenda. You down with this, so come on, I'm going to roll with it. No, what you doing? What you talking about? But, you know what I'm saying? These folks then got to the point where they political faction is like some gang affiliation. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? They really drawing that line like that. But anyway, back to this voting thing. For those that, you know what I'm saying, are felons or whatever, here's the rundown on that. You know what I'm saying? In D.C., Maine, and Vermont, you never lose your right to vote, even when you incarcerated. In 21 states, you lose the right to vote while you locked up, and then you automatically get it restored when you know what I'm saying, when you get out. In 16 states, you lose your rights during your incarceration and after for a period of time, and you might have fines and et cetera and so forth, so on. And in 11 states, you lose your rights indefinitely for certain crimes, and it requires a pardon, you know what I'm saying, from the governor to get your rights back as far as voting is concerned. I said that again, for if there ever comes a time when we get our own political party together and we put up a candidate that's worth voting for those of us that are felons and whatever the case is, that's the rundown on that. You know what I'm saying? If the process ever gets to that point. And I'm saying that to say this, we have to invest in our political future if we're going to play this game. If not, we need to bag out. And I say invest, meaning that sending people out here to run for these offices and people that really have our best in mind and are going to go out here, and I'm talking about really know what they're talking about, and they're not going to go out here and play the dope fiend games and all the nonsense like, again, the Congressional Black Caucus, and get out here and get to talking about us and other marginalized groups. No, I'm here to talk about black people and black people specifically. I'm talking about I want something inclusive to us because everybody else is getting something inclusive to them. And I'm not saying this on no tit for tat, oh, because they got it, oh, I want it. No, we need it because we deserve it. We built this country. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against no immigrants or nothing like that, but hey, man, you came over here once the country was built already. You seen the promise of a country that was already built and built for free. That's why it prospered so much, and that's why it was the land of milk and honey, because it was built on the backs of my people. You understand what I'm saying? So don't do that. I don't have no beef with none of y'all, but hey, it's the facts are the facts. And again, stop going for the, the banana in the tailpipe out here, man. And there's a lot of these things going on as far as all the hassle you got to go through to get an ID. You go through all of that to disenfranchise people from voting, because if you're homeless, you ain't got all this paperwork that they want for you to have an ID. And if you ain't got an ID, hell, you ain't finna vote. You understand what I'm saying? It's law-abiding citizens that ain't got all their paperwork together. Why? Because they're displaced right now. They're going through whatever they're going through. It happens. You understand what I'm saying? But, again, just got to be vigilant about what's going on. If you do want to be a part of the process and you do want to get out here and vote and deal with these people on this quote unquote two-party platform, they have an independent every now and again jump out there. But that's just to, throw some riffraff out there. Point is, you need to educate yourself on what these people are really talking about, who they are, what they stand for. Don't keep letting these people disrespect you and rape your vote, basically. I'm talking about they're literally just taking it from you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're not getting anything back. You're not getting any legislation. This is a business transaction. Again, when I give you my vote, you're going to give me something back, i.e. tangibles, something I can touch, something that affects me and my community. Because again, you have caucuses out here fighting for theirs, and they're fighting exclusively for theirs. So when you voting all these people in and you checking that box for them just because they black, or you checking the box just because they Democrat, or they whatever they claim to be, hey man, you're sending yourself down the river. And as far as I'm concerned, like I said, if you're not getting anything back, it behooves you to not deal with the process at all. That is my take on it. I appreciate everybody checking in with the Fraction Report. I understand that I rambled a little bit today. I'm a little all over the place. I'm trying to get a lot of things done, get things situated to where there can really be some activity out here in the community and not just me on YouTube, disseminating this information. I'm talking about getting some real results out here, so my time be pressed on that as well. But like I said again, like, subscribe, and share, but never compare. I appreciate y'all giving me y'all time, and y'all be cool till next time.